Welcome to the Cool with the Boys podcast, where we bring you new content creators every week. We are your hosts, Asen and Nathan.
Wrong.
What the fuck?
This is the Donald Trump podcast, episode 38, titled Let It Fester. It's gonna be huge. It's great, very great. We're gonna make gaming great again, one step at a time. There's no reason that North America should be losing to China and Europe in every major competition. Time to put tariffs on the rest of the world. Sit back, relax, and open a cold one, America. It's gonna be huge.
I just wanna crack it, do it with that boys, yeah.
No more baby mamas, no more kids to watch, cause I got babysitters. Now it's time for licking, come on, give it to me, cause it's my escape. Now it's time to annihilate, let my troubles all die away. I'm on a diet, Please do not try this, cause do not invite it. I'm dripping in go call the Midas. This night I was excited, it got me reignited. I've been waiting so long I can't fight it, but now I'm Mike Tyson inside, I'm on fire. It ain't nothing like a true bro. Brotherhood worth more than a huge blow. With two hoes,
I gotta get the sniffles out right away, though.
Yeah, you better get it because wow.
Otherwise, I'll sound like Gwen for the rest of the night, and I don't know if I could handle that.
Well, you better get it out because we have the POTUS with us today. We have the POTUS of the U.S. The POTUS
That
US.
is the Don, sir. I'd like to get a proper intro in, okay?
All right, sorry. The Don. Am I
You're
fired?
dude.
You're fired.
You're fired.
You know what? This whole thing is fired. I don't even know what it is just yet, but it's fired.
You're such a joke and a disappointment. I understand.
Wow.
I mean, look, I could bring my crew in and everything would run smoothly. Like smoothies. Believe me.
Like smoothies.
Smoothies.
Like smoothies. Well, Donald, how do you feel about running the country? How's your presidency so far?
Well, you know, it's going rather great. Believe me, I got wonderful people working behind me. They always got my back. We just got Kavanaugh in. He just became a Supreme Court justice. We worked very hard for this. They did very difficult things. I don't want to go into the particulars because I wasn't paying attention. But, yeah. We just went to Kansas. That was a great speech there. They threw on some music. It was like, huzzah, huzzah. I was just having a blast just being there. All those people behind me, it was great. They were very supportive, yeah.
Do you have to pay those people to stand behind you and act like they like you?
Millions. I mean, we're already spending billions and billions and billions of taxpayer dollars on what? Nothing. They should have been spending it on me.
Right? I mean, that makes logical sense. Like, give it to the Don. He'll take care of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. What's that? You got a problem? No problem. I can produce.
Oh, that's too good. That is too good.
I know. I'm the Don.
You're the Don. So, what do you feel about legalizing marijuana across the entire United States?
We should have been token years ago. Okay? It would. I mean, think about all the wars we're having right now. They would be gone because we'd just be like, "Hey, you want to smoke and talk about it? It's gonna be great."
I could see that. If everybody smoked pot, everybody would be so happy. No one ever would ever get mad at each other. Everybody be chilled.
I mean, I could just walk up to this guy and be like, "Look, I got Afghan gold. You want some or not?"
No. Afghan gold. You want some? I do. Can I get some Afghan gold?
Oh, I got what you need, baby.
All right. So,
Donnie Trump will take care of you.
Donnie Trump. All right. The Donnie.
The Donster, dude.
Anyway, we have GameFester in here doing the amazing Trump impression.
Oh, is that me? I don't believe it.
That is that is who we got, and we're happy to have you, man. I'm glad you decided to come on board and do this thingy.
Absolutely, man. I've been listening to quite a few podcasts to kind of get a little study on what goes on, and I'm like super nervous right now. Even as we're speaking, I'm just like, don't say something stupid. Come on.
Dude, we say dumb shit literally every week. Like, I don't know how many times yeah, okay, sorry. I'm not perfect. The son here is perfect, but like, I hate listening back to even my own episodes because I'll catch myself stumbling over my words, and I've already stumbled over my words since we started talking. It's a nervous thing. Like, I don't think it's ever going to go away. Like they say, after you do it for a while, they're like, oh, you get used to it, you'll be fine. No, there's something about sitting down in these chairs, getting ready to talk to somebody. I have no idea who I'm talking to, making sure I don't sound like a complete jackass the entire time.
Well, you should stop smoking cocaine, dude.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware you could smoke cocaine, but
I mean, you could, but you know, I don't think this is the right place to discuss this. We can talk after.
Okay.
Take this offline, dude.
Take this offline, yeah.
We're gonna get taken off YouTube.
Oh, shit's gonna get
demonetized. Yeah,
shit's gonna get fucked up.
They're gonna copyright strike us for having Donald Trump at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, he had to go. By the way, guys, that's why you don't hear him anymore.
Right,
he had to run. Of course,
Thanks,
he's running.
Don.
Yeah, he's running the country. You know, we can't have him on
man.
full hour. You know, we had to pay him millions and millions of dollars for him.
Millions and millions. I mean, would you believe it if I said I had to do things under the pedestal in order to get that to happen?
Yeah.
I did that for you guys. I took one for the team.
We appreciate that, dude.
We really appreciate it, man. Like
that's going really, above and beyond.
Really delivered.
Well, I mean, anyone that supports America as good as you guys do in your podcast, I mean, cheese and rice, man. I was just flabbergasted.
Oh man. Speaking of like dumb shit, do you remember that time, Nathan, when you were like, I think it was your brother actually that we had on the podcast, and he was like, what's the biggest desert in the US? And you're like, the Sahara?
No, we were talking to Knox.
I don't know. Was it Knox?
Yeah, we're talking about the whole ET game that they stuck out in the desert and they were all buried. He's like, it's like the biggest desert in the US. I was like, what, the Sahara?
Yeah, we let those things slip out all the time. So
we have a place here in Oklahoma called the Little Sahara. It's a...
Oh yeah, dude! I know all about that. Yeah, I just recently went on a trip down there, man.
Did you really? It's a really nice place.
The sand dunes are so sick.
I had no idea anything like that could exist in Oklahoma, but it does. Like, it's a pretty good park. I really enjoy it.
Yes, I went down there this summer. Actually, it wasn't like crazy hot, but during the days, man, you got two options: either get sunburned super crispy or just sunburn.
Yeah, it's gonna happen one way or the other. Like, it goes through fucking sunscreen. Like, coming off, I don't know if it's because it's coming off the sand or if it's just Oklahoma, but you're gonna roast for sure.
Oh, dude, see, that's where I made the mistake. First day, I'm like, I don't give a shit. Fuck sunscreen. I'm good.
And then you were on lobster that
I'm
night.
like I get out of bed and I'm like feeling super crusty. I'm like, oh, maybe I should just take a shower or something. No. I get outside and I finally am able to see my skin because it's dark inside the camper. And I'm like, oh shit, dude, I'm going home a rock lobster.
Oh yeah, dude. Actually,
it was brutal, man.
I had something like that happen on my first cruise. Well, the only cruise I've been on. We went on one of the 7-day cruises with one of my wife's friends' families, and the last place we stopped off was Jamaica, and we went to this little Sandals Beach resort, and it was like you pay a fee, and for 8 hours everything is free: booze, food, whatever you want to do. It's like one of those all-inclusive resort things.
Damn, Jamaica me crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, we were actually swimming in the ocean that was kind of like roped off, a little swimming area, and there's guys like paddling by on these surfboards and like oars, just paddling. and they had these big old boxes just full of marijuana. And like, American, you want to smoke? And I was like, what? They're like, yeah, 420, blaze it. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
That is the worst
I didn't know
Jamaican
they
accent.
sounded Irish.
Hey, dude,
Yeah.
I can't do a Jamaican accent. Like, don't even ask me to do it.
Oh,
Like,
you just got to put a deep tone in your voice, and you got to just be like, "Ja, man, you got to represent. You got to be right there, man."
I'm not even going to try and do that. I sound like a
That's
big enough
pretty good,
of an
though.
idiot.
Like, I'm not.
Respect. Toka the ganja. Me ganja is me lord, man.
So I have to ask, I mean, is that where you smoked cocaine?
Yes, actually, that's where I smoked cocaine.
And that's why you got the sniffles. Of course.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You figured
It
it
all
out.
connects, which means Black Ops 4 is confirmed next Friday.
Is that when it's actually coming out? Surely not.
Yeah.
Is it really
Oh,
next
yeah.
Friday?
Yeah, next
Oh,
Friday,
shit.
dude. I've already I'm one of those dummies who decided to get it for two different things. My PS4
yeah.
because PS4 is master console. Judge me.
I'll let that one slide. We won't get into
But
that
I
debate.
also got it for PC because,
PC
the
Master
only
Race.
thing that's better than a PS4 is a PC.
All right, we're friends again. I was about to cut this episode
All right, we're
really
friends
short.
again.
Oh, well, I mean, I understand, but, PS4 master console.
I actually
Well-
agree with the PS4 being the master
What are
console,
you talking about, dude?
but as
What?
far as master race, definitely PC.
Oh, no, definitely PC beats it, but, controller all day, okay? Judge me
The
about the keyboard
PlayStation
and mouse.
controller feels so awful. Like, I feel like I have a football field between my hands when I'm holding the PlayStation controller. Like,
Well,
your
why do you
hands
have-
are so far apart.
Why do you have to have those T-Rex hands, dude?
Dude, come on. Like, all right, I got small hands, okay? God didn't bless me with nothing special. Like, he gave me short, stubby legs, the whole short, stubby body, actually.
Is it like the Burger King commercial, dude?
Basically,
I got these
yeah.
small hands. Don't
Yeah.
worry, I'll feed you.
Yeah, basically, that's how it goes. And I got these little sausage fingers on my hands, and they're not doing me any they're not helping me out any. So when I'm holding a PlayStation controller and they're like, oh, pause the game, I have to take my hand off the controller and use my index finger because my little fucking thumb doesn't go that far.
It's understandable. Hey, my thing on it is if they changed the left analog stick and the D-pad, I think we would have been best friends.
I
Because
can agree with you.
I do like the Xbox's angle on the controller. It's just kind of strange. I prefer the PS4 controller. I just wish they would flip-flop the left analog stick and the D-pad, and then we would be A-okay, okay?
You're actually probably right. I feel like if they move the right analog stick a little further over to the right and switch places with the D-pad, I could probably get down on it.
I agree because
your
I do
small
think
hands.
that the Xbox controller, what makes it so awkward is the D-pad,
Yeah.
like the placement of where it is. So like if you have to play a game that requires the D-pad, it's just awkward.
Have you had to
'cause
play
you're
a
using
game?
the left analog stick, and you got to kind of maneuver your thumb a little bit to the left to just hit the down part of the D-pad, and you're like, oh, I got to hit the up. That sucks. Got to remove my hand from the analog stick.
When is the last time you had to use the D-pad to play a video game? It's been a while since I've had a
Dude,
console.
Black Ops 4 needs it.
For what?
Like I'm pretty sure I saw it on like Blackout, the BR, the Battle Royale. Pretty sure you gotta use
if
the
I'm
D-pad
not
to switch stuff.
mistaken, I had to use it for the RCXD, which is actually a recon droid this time around instead of an explosive. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like you have to use it quite a bit.
Mhm.
And then of course, with older games, if you're gonna play anything older, I like playing with
like
the D-pad.
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom
I-
Farts. Oh,
I was actually about to buy an Xbox controller to plug into my PC because, I wanted to get the new Assassin's Creed Odyssey game. The only time I've ever played an Assassin's Creed game, though, is on a console, and it feels really good when you're playing with a controller. And I tried to play it on my brother's computer on PC, and I do not like the way the game plays with a mouse and a keyboard. It just feels awkward to me, probably because I've only ever played it on a console.
Right,
So
right.
I need to go get one of those game pads. And I think Xbox, they're USB now, so I think you can literally just plug it into your computer like a legitimate Xbox controller, and it picks it up and downloads the software for it.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there is a wired Xbox controller. I know I think I've actually seen a few at Walmart.
I'm going to have to go to Walmart. I try not to go there anymore. I worked there for too long, but
Walmart's my natural enemy.
Yep.
So it's Trump's too. It's Trump's too. You know, them big business corporations, he's after them.
Yeah, he's not all for the free market.
That's right.
Yeah.
He wants to bring it back to America.
Oh, look, Trump's back. He made it back. All right. No, I'm just kidding.
Bye, Trump. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for coming back for just a second, you know.
He's got to let us know he's after him.
Yeah. But anyway, like I have I think a 360 controller actually that plugs into my computer and works just fine.
Yeah, I know Steam is very compatible with both the PS4 and the Xbox controller. I think it's more towards the Xbox controller because it's specified that way when you do controller configs.
Yeah.
But not I mean, they give you a display for the PS4, but it's more toned to the Xbox.
Yeah.
Makes sense, Microsoft.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
they
more-
hate Sony.
They're
Well,
more-
actually, till recently, I guess Sony hated everybody else.
I
I
heard
don't know
they
if you
did.
guys heard about the Fortnite thing.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I heard Sony and Xbox went cross-platform for Fortnite.
Yep. PS4 is officially working with Xbox and PC to play together with the mobiles as well. You know, I don't normally play it very much. It's just not my kind of game. I mean, I played
sucks.
PUBG as well. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was trying to be nice. You know,
not
as
here.
the
Fuck
streamer,
Fortnite, dude.
you know, you gotta make yourself look good, no matter who
Right.
it is, so that
Yeah,
way
I
they
feel
can
ya.
go, "Hey, I got this game. You want to check it out for me?" And I can be like, "Nah, man,
No.
I'm cool. I'm cool."
Yeah, we both hate Fortnite. It's okay.
Right. I mean, I
Trash game.
played PUBG, but the best game out there was from Boss Key. I don't know if you guys heard of Boss Key or not, but they're the guys who made the game Radical Heights.
Yeah, we actually talked to someone that said that was like the best BR, but then it fell through.
Absolutely. It fell through because I can't remember his name. Cliffy B. He had to disband because they weren't making enough money. From the reports that I saw on Twitter and stuff, and I could be very wrong, but because it's really one-sided. But it seemed like that Epic Games was sniping out employees from Boss Key and was like, "Hey, come join us. We'll pay you."
Oh,
And they're like,
shit.
"Okay." Yeah, and so they were losing people that way. I saw some type of post about that, and then it led into they were running out of money, and they were putting it into another game. I can't remember the game that was before that, but they were putting a lot of money into their game that was before Radical Heights release. So they were really this was like a Final Fantasy situation.
Oh, okay.
When Final Fantasy was first starting, it was their like, "Oh my God, we're gonna shut down if this doesn't work out," and it blew up
Mhm.
into a huge success, which Radical Heights was about to do, but they just didn't have the financial backing for it.
Yeah.
Like, how... I guess that's one thing I don't understand. Like, once a game is created and once you have it uploaded on the platforms, people are playing it, like, where does the money... Do you have to pay money to keep the servers up? Or, like, if the game's already
Absolutely.
completed, is that all it is?
With online stuff, especially since Radical Heights was an online only game, you gotta pay for the IP, so that way you can host the server and keep throwing money into that, which they were for a second, but it it looks like near the end of it, before it even shut down completely, they ran out of funds, so they gave the services the less amount of treatment.
Gotcha.
But yeah, everything costs money, especially with online games. Like Call of Duty's gonna just like stomp the floor because of their successes. So no matter what, they've got like World at War still online.
Right.
And so I mean, they're still dishing out the cash there. And I found out that Diablo 2 is still running online. And that's surprising to me. I mean, usually when you go on to a successor game, you kind of shut down the previous, so that way you filter everyone towards the newest game.
Well, a lot of people still like, for example, with Diablo, a lot of people still think Diablo 2 is better. And I'm one of those
I
people.
absolutely agree, because the third one, I like it. I was pure monk, not even gonna lie. That monk was the shit. Okay, you drop a fucking bell on someone, you know you're the shit. Okay, you're just like, oh shit, a horde, drop a bell on them, problem solved.
Exactly.
But it just like the story only had I believe only 4 acts, so it wasn't very long, and each of the chapters weren't very long. You just hammered through a horde and then you're done. Like Diablo 2, you'd have this like tunneling maze that you have to run through, and Diablo 3 didn't have that same characteristic there, I felt. And the difficulty wasn't even really on par either, to me, I felt, because Diablo 2, as soon as you put that on normal difficulty, you're already getting your shit pushed in. It's like, dude, I'm on normal difficulty. You should give me at least, a couple rare items, let me get through some of the level before ripping me up.
Yeah.
But right out the gate, man. Oh, dude, I was getting destroyed. I tried playing it recently, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking dominate. I dominated back in the day, no problem. These are like triple clicks, no problem. And I get in there, I'm traveling to the first area, and before I even get in the door, dude, three like imps came at me and like destroyed my shit. I'm like, dude, I got this dagger, man. Let me poke you a little bit.
Yeah.
I've actually never played Diablo, so like
I strongly recommend it. If you like getting pissed off all the time, it's the game for you.
I might have to try that out. Like, there's nothing like getting mad at a video game and then coming out of my room like 2.5 hours later sweating, and my wife is just like, "What is wrong with you?" And I was just like, "Don't talk to me. Like, I don't even want to talk to you about it right now." She's like, "I heard you in there cussing and swearing and throwing stuff for like 2.5 hours." I was like, "Yeah, I was having fun, okay? Like, get over it."
It's your version of fun. Yeah. But
you mean you were playing
cocaine.
your VR games, right?
Yes.
And it was actually one of those fan fiction type deals, getting into that bed scene. And then right before you get into the action, it just cuts you out with a black screen. That's why you were pissed.
Kind of like how your dreams do. Like,
right at the good part,
the good part that wakes you up. You're just like, what? Why? Like, what?
I'm about to get to the climax. Cutscene. Damn it.
Yeah.
But
that's why you just gotta play those VR games with a fleshlight on, dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Dude, they got fleshlight controllers now. So I mean,
they have ones that like automatically move back and forth. It makes like an oscillating motion. Like, they've gone high tech, dude.
Yeah, they already got, those like flipping out dildo machines, so it doesn't surprise me that they make something super VR tech too, and they're just like, okay, you play our porn VR game, we're gonna give you the best experience of your life.
Have you seen there's a new Netflix show called Maniac?
No.
Have you seen any? Okay, so I'm not gonna go through the plot, but there's this one moment where it shows this guy in a VR, like he has a headset on and he has like what looks like a fleshlight around his dick, and it shows him in this fantasy world and he's like fucking a fairy. And I was like, what? The fuck? It was so random too. It was a really random scene. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Oh, we were talking about this the other day. I don't know how we got on this subject or who was even in on the subject. But we were talking about VR and you're like, yeah, dude, like, I think I brought it up. I was like, yeah, they have VR porn now. Like they set it up.
That.
Oh, absolutely.
They set it up on the little thing, and I was like, "Yeah, I just get my wife to take care of me while I'm watching." He's like, "Wouldn't she take offense to that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't think so. I'd hope not." He's like, "But you're pretty much like replacing her with somebody on the camera." I was like, like it's all in good fun,
like a fairy.
Buff out.
It's like, yeah, you're Disney princesses. There you go. That's what you put on.
I mean, it's like the cosplay without the cosplay. She doesn't have to work for it. You know what I'm saying? You're perfectly fine. I mean, that's why I go to XNXX and I'm like, hey,
dude,
your
how do we
site too? I know
how. Like, no, you aren't the first person that's told me about this site. And,
I've never heard about it before.
Are you serious? It's the best blue screen site you will ever see.
That's so funny.
Okay, on a mobile, they give you like 6 preview windows before you even scroll down, okay? It's that serious. They're like, what's up? You want some porn? Here you go. I'm like, okay, this is the best you got? Nah, man, let me see some of that tentacle hentai action. Let's go.
Yeah, dude, like that's where I go. And like I've talked to other people and they're like, yeah, the XNXX, that's the place. I'm like, what the fuck?
That sounds
How
like
is it
a
a popular
place
site?
that gives you viruses. Like you've got to have malware bytes running constantly.
I
in
run
the
it
background.
at all times. Yeah. But the thing is I don't even use it on my computer. I use my phone because it's a disposable device.
Exactly. Like,
and
who
it's mobile, so you got porn on the go.
Like, can phones get viruses?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe that's why mine
if
runs
you're getting
so
a
slow.
random number text and it's like, "Sup, baby, I've been missing you. Are you gonna come back soon?" I reply no because I don't remember you. Was I drunk?
Was I drunk? Yeah.
Did we smoke cocaine before this happened?
Smoked it right through a straw, dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, I don't know about you. I smoked it digitally. Yeah, I'm on that next level shit. You know, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm kind of a big deal. So the big circle hooks me up with that digital shit, and oh my god.
Well, I mean, you're
high
friends
quality.
with Donald Trump, I imagine. You know.
Well,
you get the
I
good
mean,
stuff.
100 megabytes per second. Oh, damn.
Dude, I remember the first time I got 100 megabytes per second internet. Like, I felt God tier.
Oh, I know. That's how I feel about my 300 megabytes.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh shit, nobody can fuck with my shit.
We had somebody on the podcast, yeah. I don't remember who it was, but like at the end of this episode, you'll have to hang out for like 5 minutes while your audio uploads. And we always tell everybody at the beginning, but I can't think of who it was, but we ended the episode. We're like, all right, well, if you want to hang out for a few minutes, then it popped up on my screen. It's like, all tracks downloaded. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like,
they had fiber.
They had fiber. I was like, what is your download? And they're like, yeah, I've got like 950 down, 1,000 up. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. A gig upload and download speed.
That just means that at a gig speed, they are being tracked by Google.
Dude, Google knows where everybody lives. They probably have files on everyone. Like at this point, they know everything.
But honestly, Google only knows my favorite porn site.
Because that's all you look up, yeah.
Exactly. That's all I look up with Google Chrome, and that's the only thing on my my phone. I use Firefox for all the other shit.
No, but dude, we've talked about this on the podcast before, but it doesn't even, you don't even have to look anything up. Okay, one time I was talking to my girlfriend about I don't feel good. Like I feel like I'm coming down with a cold. Never typed anything in, nothing about medicine. Several hours later, I'm going through Facebook and there's an ad like, "Are you coming down with the flu?" And it has like some fucking medicine there. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Those apps, whenever you download them, and they're like, would you like to allow this to access your phone calls, your pictures, your messages, your voice recordings? That's what it's doing. They listen, dude. It has to.
Absolutely. And that's how they make their sales, is because just like you were saying, they give the notification of approval to be like, can we listen in to you fapping to your favorite porn site? Can we also listen in to why you're smoking cocaine? Also, when you're having that awkward conversation with your soon-to-be girlfriend, can we listen in to how you're trying to have phone sex? Oh, excuse me, phone sex? Ran out of breath there.
Yeah.
Sex just takes the wind right out of me. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. And you know, I don't actually think it's some dude on the other end listening to you. It's definitely some kind of.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure
I'd listen.
I know, but how many people do you have to be like? If everyone in the U.S. is being monitored, how many people are listening?
I don't think anybody listens. It's all computer data.
Yeah, I think it's just algorithms that are picking up like cold. Like I said, cold, and it's like, oh, this fucker's coming down with a cold.
We're gonna sell him some shit, dude.
Yeah, keywords. They listen for keywords. They're like cold or bomb.
Oh, yeah, I said it. I said it.
Dude.
Listen,
You're gonna
Trump's
get
about
this.
to come back, dude.
Are you looking to build a bomb? Why, yes. I'm so glad you brought that to my attention.
You can say bomb. There's just other words that you can't put with it. Otherwise, this episode will probably get pulled off the internet. Or I'll have FBI show up at my front door. So.
Oh, well, is it females FBI?
We'll go with that, yeah.
I mean, I'd ask the wife.
I'll tape it, dude. It's cool. We'll put on xnxx.com.
Yes.
At least I make some money.
And then I'll have something to fap to, and then you'll know that I fap to you.
That's my goal, dude. Know that people fap to me. Like, I wonder if people that work on Chatterbait, like if that's what they enjoy, like, is that what they get pleasure from? Knowing that somebody else
is getting off to them?
Fapping to them and giving them money to do it. Like,
isn't that called a voyeur?
A what?
Isn't that like the term for it?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, someone that likes to be watched.
Yeah. But dude, I definitely know.
We're about to go down a weird topic
for a second. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna open a whole can of worms.
GameFester streams on Twitch and Chatterbait.
Oh yeah,
all at the same time.
I do. Yeah, for Chatterbait, they got the under the desk cam.
Twitch, it's your face, and you go on Chatterbait, it's like underneath the desk. You're not wearing any pants.
That's for tier 3 subs only, though.
Exactly, and they have to, subscribe to my Patreon for more than $500.
Then they get the secret password to your Chatterbait channel.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Remember, guys, $500 to the Patreon.
$500.
What did you say it was called? A voyeur?
Voyeur. Like
voyeur.
VOY.
I thought it was cuck. Or is that watching somebody?
That's when you are playing Superman in the closet and you're totally watching your girl get nailed.
So
yeah, a cuck is like someone banging your wife and you watching and you getting off to it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
That's
terrible.
Hey, some people are into it, dude. So I mean,
dude, there's porn streamers. That's what I was trying to get at
Chatterbait.
Before I had to cut myself
There's a whole
off.
website.
That's that's Chatterbait though, right? Porn streamers.
Well,
yeah,
I think there's other sites out there because I'm my friend My friend, he
Asking for
went
a
on
friend.
to XNXX and found like a not a podcaster, but a stream capture of someone like just watching videos and getting off at the same time. He thought it was hot.
Hell yeah. There you go.
My friend did. My friend.
Your friend.
I want to clarify.
I would never do that.
His name is Fame Gester.
Yeah, Fame Gester.
Yeah, like I don't know. I feel like if you're going to make that a career, I guess it's no different than Twitch. Like one person plays video games, the other one offers a different form of entertainment.
Scratches her DJ.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And gets paid money.
Except if you're not wearing any kind of mask or anything on Chatterbait, you might one day meet someone that's been watching and they'll be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
God,
saw you
how
on Chatterbait.
freaking awkward would that be?
They would be just like, yeah, I just saw you on Saturday.
Oh my
It was
God.
great. Somebody tell me when the next stream is. I just want to be there to really get just really dirty.
Do you know what that makes me think of? You guys have seen the movie Gamer, right? With what is his
It's been
name?
a long time, but yes.
Oh,
think
this is
I
gonna
have.
burn my head if I can't.
You guys are old and I'm not.
Oh man, here we go.
Yeah, I'm like
I'm only
62.
27. Okay, wait,
Oh, damn
27.
it. That makes me older.
That's right. I'm 27, right? I was born in 90. Yeah, 27. I was born in 91.
Well, fine, whatever. I still claim that you're old.
That's fine. Okay, so Gamer. It's not Russell Crowe. I always get the two of them mixed up. It's not Russell Crowe. It's the guy that looks like Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe doesn't look like anybody.
Yes, he does. He also plays in.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Russell
Maybe
Crowe.
we should Google this.
Please, somebody Google it. Because I can't think of his name. He plays in the other movie where he like makes himself go to prison and he starts like blowing people up.
Oh, Gerard Butler?
Gerard Butler. There we go.
He does not look like Russell Crowe. What the fuck?
Yes, he does.
No, he
If there's
doesn't.
anybody
Leonidas
that-
doesn't look like fucking Gladiator.
What, dude? If you took any people from Hollywood and put them next to each other and said these people look the closest, it's Russell
No.
Crowe and Gerard
No.
Butler.
No.
Dude, you're high. Stop smoking coke. All right. Anyhow, so if you've never seen the movie, this reference will make no sense to you. But talking about the nasty voice you were just doing, impersonating somebody, seeing somebody from Chatterbait, like that immediately made me think of the scene. So in the movie, you basically, this guy created virtual reality, like legit. Like, you have your actors and you have your players, and you can get paid to go be one of the actors. And somebody physically takes over your body, and you basically are playing like a real life Second Life.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I actually am looking at the movie's like little detailed picture. I do remember seeing trailers for it, but I never watched it.
So in one of the scenes, like the main character's wife is being controlled by this guy that's like 500 pounds, sitting in like a wheelchair, and like he's in his shorts, and like his stomach is hanging down almost to the floor. He's like got his fingers on around these fucking like thick ass stack of pancakes, and he's like just dipping it in this bottle of syrup and like eating it and controlling her as she's like doing dirty things. And that's all I can think.
Eat my pancakes real fast.
That voice reminds me of Boogie 2988 of Francis.
Francis, yeah.
Yeah,
Francis?
when he does that voice. Do you know who Boogie 2988 is?
No, I don't.
He's a really big YouTuber, more heavy set guy. He does a character called Francis, and he sounds exactly like that.
I'll have to link you some YouTube videos when we get out of here.
Oh, I do know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay,
Boogie
yeah.
is awesome.
Bring up the fucking servers. That's my favorite YouTube video.
I remember him getting frantic because his wife caught him charging Pokemon cards and Pokemon merchandise. It's
Yeah.
on YouTube. I need it.
Yeah.
He did one like Candy Crush, like somebody his wife came out.
Candy Crush. Well, I have to buy it because if I get it, I want to be able to play the game.
Yeah.
Spent like
exactly.
$300 on a cell phone bill or something. Yeah.
That
that's
voice
him.
is mainly influenced by Murderface. I don't know if you know Metalocalypse or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I don't know if that was the original, but that was definitely one of them.
And he's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys. I just want to really smoke some pot and then smoke some cocaine, okay?
And then there's like Roxo. He's like, hey, I'm Roxo the Killer Clown.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't watched that in like fucking years.
Is that a
But-
weeb show?
No. It's
No,
like
dude.
it's on Adult Swim.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
on
okay.
Adult Swim, and all it was just like this band, this like goth metal band. Well, I guess it's more death metal band, but they would just be like have this problem real fast, and then their music solved it. They're like, oh man, I'm just really having the blues, but I don't know how to play it. They go talk to a guy. Oh, I all of a sudden got influence for playing the blues. So we're going to play death metal blues. Blah, 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 blah.
Hey, I've
Yeah.
listened to some death metal blues and it's pretty good.
What?
Yeah,
Death
dude.
metal
like,
blues?
Yeah.
I
It's like
honestly-
saxophone inside of death metal. It's pretty good.
What the fuck?
What? It's good. Like,
I think
there's
he smoked
talented
too
people
much
out there.
cocaine.
That's what it is. It's the cocaine
Yeah.
that I smoked is
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, what I like to do with cocaine, I like to take like Coca-Cola on a spoon and like put a lighter over it.
Oh yeah,
really-
absolutely. Boil
yeah.
that up, baby.
Boil
Dude,
that
that
up
stuff
and
turns into some nasty looking shit. Have you ever watched those
Yeah.
videos? They're like, do you know what coke does to your body?
then, yeah,
you know
where
what
they
it
put
does
the
to your
Coke in like a
insides?
boiling pan.
Yeah,
Have
and they
you
turn it
seen
into
Coke
sugar.
Clean your toilet.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, there's a video of like Coke cleaning your toilet, or it's like,
It
do
legit
you need to
cleans
wax your
toilet.
car? And they fucking pour Coke on it and start like scrubbing away.
Yeah, dude, and it doesn't even stick. That's the part I don't get. Pop always is sticky, but
Right.
Coke, for some reason, stays slippery, and it's like, what are you doing? Did you put some lube in there?
Hello? That better be
Oh.
God calling your phone right now.
No, that was Batman,
Oh, okay. That'll work
and not
too.
just any Batman.
It was the
Adam
Batman.
West.
Adam
It
West,
Oh.
was the
the
Batman.
original. Yeah. The original Bat Boy.
You think that's great? You should hear my phone call ringtone. Frasier's theme song. Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Toss salad and scrambled eggs.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
What so what other impressions can you do? You've done like
Oh, dude.
Metalocalypse and
My
Trump.
my favorite one to do is Kermit the Frog. He's just like the best character all around. Like he's good for the kids, but at the same time he has those jokes that are more adult orientated, as well as the rest of the Muppets. And it's just like, I love you. So I work it just like with Scooby Doo is like my favorite cartoon show. So
Mhm.
I do a real good Scooby, but not like too much of it. But Kermit the Frog is just like, you know, he's got that real deep Kermit the Frog here. We're here on a live recording that nobody chats in, but afterwards you can say something about the video and be sure to subscribe to the Cold One with the Boys podcast. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Now,
Yeah,
That
like-
hot plug.
does that
Hell yeah, dude.
hurt doing that after a while?
No, well, some of them like when you do the Metalocalypse one, when you
Get like this a little bit, get like really scratching the throat.
and it's just like it's a little tough. Like some people has already said I should be a voice actor, but I don't even know how to get into voice acting in the first place. So I'll just leave it for the streams for now until
There you
someone
go.
big comes in and is like, "Oh my god, I love your voice acting. I want you to voice act."
Like
Go,
Trump,
go.
you know.
I'm like, "What?"
Like Trump.
What
he'll-
did you just say?
I said like Trump, he'd ask you to go do some voice acting for his next campaign.
Oh, dude, they're coming out on Comedy Central or something like that. I guess they're coming out with a Trump cartoon. I guess it's kind of like, sort of like a smear campaign on him. Like it's pretty much a comedy about the stupid shit Trump does. and
I'll watch it.
I'd laugh if they put me in there. I'd be like,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was gonna grab her right by the pussy. It was great. Let me tell you, I did it way better than Bill Clinton. Believe me.
Hell yeah, dude.
But
Can you
no,
do
going
Bill
back
Clinton?
to sorry, go ahead.
No, I said, can you do Bill Clinton? I'm putting him on the spot.
on Bill Clinton, I can kind of do. He's like, I did not rape that woman. But
not bad.
we did have a good time. Oh.
I can't tell if that's more George Bush or Bill Clinton, but it works.
Yeah,
for
that
either
kind of
one
was
them.
George Bush.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of
like it.
Get on
George,
that horse, you got to ride her.
speaking of George Bush, though, have you seen the new trailer for Vice?
Oh my God, Cheney, yes.
Dude, it's looks so good. Like,
It looks good, but it's like, what the fuck are you doing? I really wish they did Will Ferrell. That would have been like perfect because he already did a comedy
Yeah.
special as Bush. So it would have been great if they would have like casted him as Bush. He'd be in there like, yeah.
yeah,
Smoke some J's now that I'm retired.
like I didn't even know about it, and then I saw the trailer, and I'm like, okay, this is the movie that I didn't know I wanted to see because I saw the trailer, and I'm like, now I really want to go see that. It looks really good. But going back to Kermit the Frog, have you seen the YouTube video of Kermit the Frog watching Two Girls, One Cup?
That is my favorite Kermit the Frog video ever. Like, I was waiting to bring that up, and I'm glad we brought it back.
Oh yeah, eat that shit.
Hey, Kermit, you sound just like you. This is my Kermit voice. I am me, Kermit.
My favorite thing is like the guy leaves the room and he's just like, oh
Yeah, he's like,
oh yeah, eat that shit.
What the fuck? Oh, is that? Oh,
My
God, yes, eat that shit.
Dude, and then he's like looking around, and he reaches off screen and pulls over like a
Grabs the
bottle of
lotion.
Jergens. Yeah. Fucking- oh,
He's like,
God.
oh yeah, eat that shit. Oh yeah.
It's such a good video.
Fuck. It's so good, dude.
It's
Holy
the,
shit.
It's the best. The reaction video is great. Okay, I'm supposed to watch this. Okay.
Dude, that guy, he needs to do, like, I don't know if he does, because that's the only one I've ever seen, but if he doesn't, he needs to do reaction videos to a bunch of different shit and just
Absolutely.
make
With
stupid
as
stuff.
Kermit the Frog.
Hey,
Dude,
that
if
could be
he
your next
hasn't, if he
gig,
hasn't done it, you need to do
Dude,
that. Make a YouTube
It's my
channel
calling. I should have known.
It's what you're here for, dude.
doing
Hey,
impressions
Frog
as
here,
Kermit.
coming to check out some porn. This one is Tentacle Hentai Part 2. This one also says in the description, do not fap at a fast pace as the story is slow.
Oh,
man.
fuck.
Fucking
We've been through
derailed the
45
podcast.
minutes. 45 minutes of the podcast, and I don't even think we've introduced what GameFester does.
Oh no, absolutely not. I'm just so talented. Okay, I'm so talented in of itself. You already know, like, I'm a famous Twitch streamer.
Hell yeah, dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
GameFester.
I got a huge following of 5 consistent viewers, man. Believe it. It's the best. I wouldn't have it any other way, though. Honestly, as a variety caster, it is tougher to acquire new viewers and whatnot because you're not staying consistent and loyal to one single game because you're beating it and then you're moving on type deal. So I mean, at certain times it's a little tough because I really want to like kind of float around in the game for a while, but at the same time, it's just like if I float around too long, it's like, okay, so we doing anything else today, or are we still just picking our nose and eating our boogers?
That's what I do on a daily basis.
Dude,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's more fiber, man.
Yep.
No, like I agree with that though. Like it, you know, you might get a sub here or there from a certain game, and they come back and you're like you were playing maybe Dark Souls or something, and then they come back and you're playing like Sims 4, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Mm-hmm.
And then I just like unsub.
Exactly.
So,
They're like, this isn't what I signed up for. This is bullshit.
Well,
so
you
it
know,
is tougher.
they just changed all the IRL shit. Like they got rid of the IRL channel and they split it up into all these different things.
It's ridiculous, honestly. To me, in my aspect of it, is like it should have stayed IRL because that's what it clearly is it's just like you doing something that you would do in a normal setting, but with the camera on.
What it was, from what I saw, is there was too many people that were complaining that they were getting buried in the IRL section. I was like, you're sitting there in your underwear eating cheese puffs, watching Netflix, and that guy's getting like 2,000 viewers while you're down there doing your nails or finger painting or something, and then you're going to complain because the IRL section is swallowing you. Like, don't go to Twitch to finger paint. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
I think there's a spot for it, but
under creative, like creative is the perfect spot for that, and I totally
it's there now.
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, it's been there for a little while prior to the whole IRL separation. But the thing is, on the creation and whatnot, I want to start out and say I got a few complaints about Twitch, and I hope Twitch listens in and takes notes because, my God.
We'll do hashtag Twitch on Twitter. They'll listen to the episode.
Exactly.
We'll get your word out, dude.
They need to hear this, okay? Because you're being... Twitch, you're being a little lenient on people. Like, for example, I caught a lady inside the creative stream painting her boobs, and you allow that to happen without pasties. Without pasties on. You're gonna allow that to happen.
Yeah,
but a guy can't stream shirtless? What's up with that? What if I want to be fat and lazy, okay?
Hell yeah, like, dude.
You know,
hashtag
what
him
if I want to
dude.
be that guy in Gamer?
Right.
Just having my hands wrapped around some pancakes and dipping it in that maple syrup.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I watch a streamer that does body paint, but she does have pasties on. But I've never seen that.
And that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine with me because, you know, I don't mind looking at a female body if you catch my drift. I mean, xnxx.com, putting that plug in. Let's go. But, you know, some of the things like the IRL separation, I don't see any point in that. That was just like kind of like, okay. And that affects everyone. How? Because you're just really causing another separation and stuff. Even though it dials it down in what section the viewers are going to and it filters them down into subcategories, you're just really IRL.
Well,
see how deep I just got there?
It makes sense. Like they're splitting it up to try and help people that are looking for something specific to find those people that are doing that specific thing. But if you're looking at body painting, if there's 0.5% of Twitch viewers that are looking at body painting, like those people, you would have much more chance at getting seen just being in the regular IRL section, being scrolled past by, you know, the other 99.5% that would be in the IRL section, not looking at body painting, but scrolling through like, oh, here's a chick with no pasties on painting her titties. Like, let me check that out.
Hey, I will admit that was rather beautiful, but yeah, there's a place for that.
It's called chatterbait.com.
It's called chatterbait.com.
Right. That place too. I try and stray away from there because I feel like the other person is really a dude, so they just got like they got like this like plasty on real fast to make it look real, you know, Hollywood style. You can't trust anything on the internet anymore.
Things they can do this day is insane.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, I can't even give an example right now because I've got too many. I've got too many. Like, for instance, my buddy, and this one's legit, my buddy.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah, that's what's going on. My buddy actually went into the Chatterbait, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I saw this hot girl. She was like scratching her DJ spot. She was really mixing it well, and all of a sudden she had to get up real fast. And this dude came down and sat in her chair, started beating off and shit." I was like, and that's why I don't go to Chatterbait. I'll leave
Pull
it
the
to the
switcheroo on
preview
you.
window to tell me.
Nothing wrong with looking at a little penis. You know?
Hey, you know, some people can stare at their own penis and be fine, but look at another penis and be like, that should be put away.
Oh, fuck. We
all
talk
right, man.
about
Well, we're
penis too much.
gonna segue to our random question of the day, which has nothing to do with anything we've talked about this entire podcast. So it's gonna be a huge, like, out of left field question.
Yes, I open my legs during sex.
All right, well, that's it. Let's wrap it. No, I'm just kidding. So the random question I have is regarding tech, which is what you like to partake in.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a tier 1 tech. I love technology, man. I've loved technology for a long time. Ever since first simulators came out, man.
Shit.
Like, I knew nothing, and Google just like showed me, oh, hey, did you know you could put a Nintendo on a Windows 95 computer? I'm like, what? Yeah, I want that.
Please
me.
do that, yeah.
Started playing Pokemon on there. It's amazing.
So, I mean, the random question I have regarding tech is, do you think, and like Nathan and I had a debate about this, so we're on opposite sides of what we think about this,
okay.
but do you
Let me
think
play the fence?
do you think AI is advanced enough right now, like today, to think for itself?
Absolutely. I absolutely do. Have you guys, I don't know if you guys YouTube anything on AI, but perchance.
I have, yeah.
They've actually had this AI robot go and have a conversation on a live talk show and on a pedestal and just talk about AI in general and how having emotion and specifically a human structure in general will help connect with humans better than looking at a bunch of wires and whatnot. And my thing on the AI is that, you know, you give robots too much to think about, you might put yourself in a slight danger of sorts, you know.
Well, so I'm on the side of, I don't think it's advanced enough right now to think for itself, and the reason I say that isn't because I don't think it's capable of doing everything that you just said, but I think it's programmed to think that way. As far as it being like a sentient being that can actually think like a human or some advanced version of thinking, I don't think that's actually possible yet.
Well, see, this is where me and him got onto the debate, and I think we were arguing back and forth for about 45 minutes. So there's his point. It can only do what it's programmed to do, you know. Now, I understand that. It can only do what coding allows it to do.
Right.
But I don't think AI will ever be able to function like a complete human. And I don't think it'll ever have emotion or anything like that. But I think they can program AI to teach itself everything off the internet and then be able to make its own decisions. Like,
yeah, but just because it learns, like, let's say off the internet, it learns like how to fly a helicopter. You can't really learn that from just information.
Why not? Yeah,
Matrix
sure you can.
did it.
I mean, it's a movie.
I thought though. I mean, I consider
it wasn't a documentary, dude.
So, my thing to that is flight simulators. A flight simulator teaches a new pilot the beginnings and basics of knowing how to fly a plane. Just recently, you had that guy that worked at the airport that stole that prop plane or whatever plane it was and took it off, was doing barrel rolls and flying it and crashed it in the ground and killed himself. But they asked him, they're like, where did you learn to fly an airplane? He's like, oh, Flight Simulator 95 or whatever it was. I don't remember what flight simulator it was. But if a human can learn how to fly a plane enough to steal an airplane and get it off the ground and fly it, I think a computer that could search the web and...
Yeah, but it'd have to be like a physical being. Like they'd have to make it a robot. And then at that point have the learning technology. I don't think they have the technology to where, like, if a robot sees something, yeah, it can capture it and kind of see what, like, it can capture and take in the information it's seeing, but it can't just, like, look at a keyboard and just be like, this is used for typing. I'm going to use this to do this and type in and look up something on Google. Like, I don't think it's that advanced yet.
Right. I agree with you. But, there's aerial planes. Excuse me, that was a terrible burp at a terrible time. But there's drones that fly themselves. You have autopilot. To think AI couldn't take over like an autopilot sequence and fly itself.
Yeah, it can.
Like that's what it's doing.
Yeah.
So,
but I think that would lie in the aspect of his argument is that you programmed it to do that, though.
Right, but if you programmed it to think for its you should be able to program it to think for itself and teach itself.
And I do agree, and I got a kind of a partial example. You remember that hideous game No Man's Sky, right?
Yep. Sure do.
I played it. I won't lie. I gave it a shot and it disappointed me. But No Man's Sky was same aspect, is they allowed the computer itself to generate those maps. Right. At least that's what they promoted and everything, and so that's the basis of what I know is that they allowed the computer to take over the game itself and
and they
generate
set parameters.
and populate.
Yeah.
So on that aspect, you could see it from Nathan's point of view too, is that if you let it do its own thing, it's going to create these things no matter how bland it becomes.
Right. I mean, this is my only argument with that, and maybe I'm asking the wrong question. Maybe I should be more specific with it. But my whole argument is that it can't be a sentient being that knows itself as a computer and it knows what it's doing, and it has like the thoughts of a human being where it can think about anything. If it's programmed to learn, it will learn and it may execute what it learns, but it's not thinking as a human, as like all of a sudden it's like, okay, I learned to fly a helicopter. And then it thinks for itself, oh, I'm going to go bomb some people over here. Like it doesn't just think it's like
kind
that.
Of extreme.
I know, but like I'm just saying, if it was a sentient being of an AI, it could do that, like some iRobot shit.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I actually agree with both of you on those aspects, is because you can code it and it'll do that directive until the directive is completed. But on the same hand, you can give the AI control over itself if you allowed it without checks and balances. And then eventually over time, it would take time. Like imagine Horizon Zero Dawn, the Ares program. Mm-hmm. It decided to cause genocide because it felt that was the necessity in order to repopulate again and correct the errors. So it gave itself, in that aspect, they gave Ares the protocols it required to make such judgments and decisions to cause whatever it needed to whatever events it needed to cause a genocide to happen.
Yeah, but that's like saying the same thing as if I had a sensor set up to my front door to where if you step in front of my front door, machine guns come out and shoot you. That the machine guns are thinking for themselves that they need to shoot this person. That's true too,
but I mean, they could have just put down like motion sensor,
Right. So I mean, I don't know. I do agree we're all right and we're all just.
No, I'm right.
Looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah. Trump's right about everything. So that's how we're going to end it. So, all right, man. Well, I had a lot of fun. I hope you did as well.
Heck yeah, man. This is, I got to say, this is the best I've done at any podcast.
That,
Well,
there you go, dude.
And this
Is
is my
this your
first.
own? Yeah, your first and only podcast. Awesome. Now, if people want to check you out or check out your stuff, your social media, what are some plugs they can find you at?
Oh, yeah. You can find me at twitter.com/GameFester, twitch.tv/GameFester. And if you want to find me in the Discord, it's GameFester, #3243. Boom!
And
that's the first,
xnxx.com/GameFester for those who
That's
pay
unofficial.
$500 a month.
That's unofficial. This episode of Cold with the Boys is brought to you by xnxx.com. Please sponsor us.
Sponsor them. They need it.
All right,
Get all the
guys.
pornos.
All right, guys. We will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Later.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Thank you so much for listening to the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and even if you didn't, we would love to hear your feedback, which can be sent to coldonepodcast@gmail.com or leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us gauge how we can make this podcast better for your enjoyment. If you would like to contact us, you can do that through our email or follow us on social media, which is at Cold One Podcast for Twitter and Facebook. We are now on Spotify as well as most podcast apps in existence, but if you prefer to listen to it online, head on over to our website, actionsperminute.net, for the latest episodes, a link to the APM Network Discord, or to check out any of our APM sponsored streamers. And lastly, if you like what we do, tell your friends and spread the good word. Thank you again, and remember, don't drink and